A long day, but it is not over yet. Our first ever Crime Fighters Takedown Day is wrapping up. But if you recognize any of the people at the bottom of your screen, you can still call 225-TIPS. The night team's Myra Arthur is live at police headquarters where officers are still there taking those calls. Myra?
ACs, there have been 13 arrests so far today, and fugitives have been arrested for crimes ranging from theft to aggravated sexual assault of a child. 13 arrests, and speaking of numbers, it's taken around 100 members of the San Antonio Police Department to make this happen, and that's just on their end. There are multiple law enforcement agencies making this Crime Fighters Takedown Day possible. And all day long, we've been sharing their stories about what they do to get criminals off the streets. But sometimes citizens are empowered to help. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office has a program called Cellular on Patrol Volunteers, or COP Volunteers. Our Stephanie Cerna shows us how those volunteers help fight crime in their own neighborhoods.
It's another night on patrol for Tyrone Lewis and Mike Arno. Their mission, to keep their neighborhood safe.
I have grandkids. I don't want my grandkids, having to walk down the streets or be afraid to walk down the street.
Tyrone and Mike are a team of more than 400 Cellular on Patrol volunteers with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. After training with deputies, these volunteers drive around their neighborhoods on a regular basis looking for anything that may appear suspicious. And if they find anything, they call it in.
As a patrolman, if I'm driving down your neighborhood, I don't know what car is supposed to be next door. These guys out here in the streets, they know who their neighbor is.
And although these Cellular on Patrol volunteers are riding around in these marked vehicles, they're not carrying any weapons, no guns, no batons. They say their only weapon is a cell phone.
We report what we see, and then we just go on. We don't get involved. We don't chase no one down.
We're eyes and ears. We're not police officers.
And after volunteering for several years, Tyrone and Mike say they are actually seeing a decrease in crime.
And I like to think that it was because we were out there listening and looking around and, keeping an eye on everything.
Stephanie Cerna, KSAT 12 News.
And we are joined now live by Paul Berry from the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. And Paul, we've been talking all day about the teamwork between law enforcement agencies, but you and I were talking earlier about how important that teamwork is between citizens and law enforcement.
Law enforcement can't be everywhere. We try to be as many places as we can, but the people in these neighborhoods, there are eyes and ears for anything that might be going on. And so when they are trained, we give them an 8-hour training. They understand a little bit of what we need them to be looking for, and then they give us a call when there's a problem, and we get out there as quick as possible.
And how important is it for people to call and report what they see or what they hear, even if they think this might be insignificant, it might be something very small?
Well, that's a good thing about the training, because we can tell them these are the things you really need to keep an eye on. But we would prefer if anybody sees something that is suspicious, give us a call, and we'll come out. Law enforcement's a team sport. It's not just between SAPD and Bexar County Sheriff's Office. We work great as a team, but it's those people out in the communities that really can help us get there quickly and know exactly what we need to get when we get there to focus on.
And, of course, citizens being a big part of the teamwork happening here today, calling and reporting those tips. Paul Berry, thank you so much. We sure appreciate it. And the Crime Fighters Takedown Day still continuing here tonight. We're going to come back in just a little bit and feature one more thing about this very important event. But the number to call if you still have information you'd like to share, it is not too late. That number to call is 225-TIPS. Stephen Easties.
Thank you so much, Myra. And for a closer look at the photos of the wanted fugitives and for information, that is, on how to contact any of the law enforcement agencies, it is all on our website, ksat.com/takedown.